When death is only the beginning, have a nice death. How often do you get to hear that? Because pretty much that's the name of the game, and it's a fun game. It's a fast-paced action roguelike. Uh, Looks like a platformer, but it's not. It's got charming characters and procedurally generated stages, which I didn't realize because everything seemed so detailed in the stages. I was surprised reading later that it's a procedurally generated game. So many people were apparently dying in the game's story that it was too much for Death, and Death sort of gave up, and then he decided, hey, I gotta handle all these souls myself. And apparently the Death Incorporated minions, they're just letting everyone into Death Incorporated's underground. So apparently it's not hell, you go to some sort of business underground when you die, according to this. And yeah, so everyone just gets let into Death Incorporated underground, and it's just like thousands and thousands, or maybe millions of people just let in, of souls. So Death has to investigate and solve it himself. Death has a lot of different moves. He has over 70 unique weapons. I saw like a sort of Zelda Megaton hammer. I saw a scythe, which is your default, and then I think it was a sword. It moved so quickly it was hard to see what was going on, but and you can hot swap these weapons out. You can only carry, I believe, 1 or 2 at a time, so it's kind of like a Halo sort of thing, and with only carrying so many weapons. And yeah, if you die in your journey, since it's a roguelike, you don't die, you just get, your life gets upgraded and you start back from the first level, first tower. There are 5 towers apparently, and it does get hard, but the minions themselves aren't too hard. But what is actually a challenge is the fact you don't get a lot of health. So from what I remember, unlike Hades, where when I remember playing, the game is pretty generous with the health overall, it's really hard to get health in Death Incorporated. So these bonuses that you earn, you can use on the next run against Death Incorporated minions and the bosses. But immediately when I saw the fighting in this game, I thought it was like a mini Devil May Cry, because the way that Death swings his scythe and everything, and jump up and like this downward slash and everything. There's a lot of like fancy attacks. So there's flips, there's wide slashes, there's dashing charges. So everything about this game is super polished. It's hard to find a game, and especially a roguelike that's this polished. The only other game is that I feel is like Hades in terms of like the voice acting, the humor, the writing, and everything. The animations, the particle effects, and the humorous cutscenes, it's all well polished. Sadly, like, it seems like the strategy against most of the enemies is you just dash, you avoid their one attack, and then you just hit them. Apparently there's like extreme RNG involved with your leveling up, so one person might get lucky and get like a really cool level up on a second attempt, a different run, and someone will get really bad upgrades. So it's really luck of the draw. It's totally random. This game is a lot of fun when you die and start over. I'm not usually a fan of roguelikes myself, but Have a Nice Death and Hades I did really enjoy. Give it a shot. I would say it's an 8.5 out of 10 easily. It's one of the best games I've played probably in a long time. I think this is probably one of my favorite games since TMT Shredder's Revenge or Streets of Rage 4, so definitely it's worth checking out if you haven't heard of it. And have a nice death. Keep on gaming. Bye.